Welcome everyone to yet another very special Heritage for the Future Jeopardy episode. Today's episode is very special because it will be by far the hardest one we've had so far. Now it's not going to be impossible, I hope, but it will be a clear step up in difficulty from the previous ones. Now, due to that, I had to very carefully pick the players for today's episode, and as so, today with me I have, first of all, one of our most beloved admins, one of the best poll players in the server, and I think by far one of the players who have made one of the most progress and advancements in the ROM hacking scene. Of course, talking about GaryButternubs. If you could please say hi.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Next, we have yet another admin. This time, he's the Italian Abdulmain. I believe also a Lessie player, though more I know you most of all because of your Abdul. And he's also, I think, one of the oldest players in the server in terms of being in the server, as in one of the longest standing members in the server, by far one of the most veteran. This is, of course, Simon. If you could also say hi, please.
Hello, yes. I've been here since the FC1 lobby had 20 players at most.
Yeah, since 30 years ago you were here.
Basically, 2015, yeah. Not
Almost.
30,
Close enough, yeah. And last but not least, we have one of the people that I personally consider to be one of the most knowledgeable in the game overall. I remember him knowing stuff that I was never even aware it existed. But of course, the reason why he is the coolest player today is because he shares the birthday with me. So this is Caine.
How's it going?
Okay, so first of all, before we start, I'm going to ask you guys to do a quick buzzer roll call. So let's go left to right. Gary, if you would, please.
Okay.
And Simon. And finally, Caine. All right, fantastic. So everyone is on the same page. As always, I quickly touch up on the rules. You, the players, will get to pick a question. I will decide who goes first, because someone has to. Afterwards, whoever gets a question right will both get the points and will get to decide the next question. Obviously, if you answer incorrectly, you will get the points subtracted instead. You can buzz at any point while I'm reading the question, but I will only give the turn after I have finished. But you can buzz in the moment you know the answer, you can buzz in, no problem. Just know that I will wait until I finish reading and then I will give you people the turn. Now, for today's categories, we have, first of all, frame data as a social construct. Now, as the name suggests, this is a category about frame data. Every single question in this category will have a numeric answer. So I will ask for specific frames, like how many frames do you have to do this? How many frames does this thing last? Etc. On all of the questions, except one, I will need you to answer to give me the exact number of frames. There is one question, however, where I will allow a range from x minus 1 to x plus 1. So imagine you think that the answer might be around 15. You can say 14 to 16, because I think it's a little bit obscure, so maybe asking for the specific number is a little bit too much. But I'll let you know once we get to that question. Next, we have glorious Nippon game design debugged over 1,000 times. This is a kind of tricky category to describe. This basically has to do with random nonsense in the game. It can be interactions, it can be advantages, it can be situations in the game that they don't really seem to have any explanation other than maybe a random Capcom intern was trying his best to meet the deadline, and they just ship the game as is. You'll see once we get to that category, it's a lot of nonsense. More of kind of trivia questions, but somewhat very obscure. Moving on, we have miscellaneous uselessness. This category is about, this is the premier general trivia category. This is more or less general knowledge, except not general at all, because I don't think many people know about this. I do expect you guys to know, but not many people. But there's no really common denominator in this category. They are just like random facts that you don't really need to know. It's like fun facts. That's all there is to it. And finally, we have Heritage for the Future lore. These will be questions regarding either the server, players, or the game as a whole. But how do I say this? This won't be about in-game as much as it would be facts like surrounding the game, if that makes sense. So, for instance, it could be something like, what year did Heritage for the Future come out? This is not a question, obviously, but along those lines. And then we have the final Jeopardy, which is not relevant right now. We'll get to it after every other question has been cleared. So, let's see. Caine, do you want to start us off?
Could we go miscellaneous uselessness for 100?
100. During a combo, Ravor can wrap Iggy this many times in a row. Caine?
Is it 3?
Nice. So now you get to pick the next one.
HFTF lore for 200?
The only character to have the same voice actor both in Heritage for the Future and the anime. Gary?
I think it's Vanilla Ice.
And you think correctly. Very nice. So, next question?
Alright, I'll take frame data is a social construct for 100.
Block stun is reduced to this amount after push blocking an attack that hits the rear part of your forebox. That was Caine, I believe.
Is it 14 frames?
No. Is the question... Okay, so you're super far off. I'm not sure if the question is clear. Like, when you push block an attack, think about like Shadow D or Fake Cross Up, or like, think Overdrive also works. When the attack is on the rear part of your horbox and you push block, how many frames of block stun? It was not 14. I think Simon might have been the second one to buzz. Do you want to give an answer?
1.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you were thinking, saying 14.
I think he was thinking about the normal amount that it is reduced by, which is 16.
Oh.
So it was 2, sorry. It's set to 16.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I was asking like...
Oh, is it 6? I thought it varied depending on the move severity. Because it also, I think it also depends on the amount of pushbacks, since that's how frame data tends to work.
I think yes, I think you're right. Okay, yeah. Okay,
I don't know,
but
I didn't actually know the answer to this, so.
it is one of those moves because you can act pretty much immediately.
Yeah, you
if
push block and then
block.
you're actionable immediately. And yeah,
Gotcha.
so I'll give it to Simon, yeah. So next question, Simon.
Let's go for Glorious Nippon Game Design for 200.
If these characters block an attack mid-air while in standoff, they will take chip damage to their stun gauge. So they are in standoff, but they take chip to their stun health. Caine?
Old Joseph and Alessi.
Very nice. I was kind of hoping Simon to at least know Alessi on this one.
I did not know that it was him
okay.
also.
That's
the more you know. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, this is what the category is about. Like, I don't know how that makes sense, but it happens. So yeah,
I
anyway.
guess I should figure that out.
So Caine, please.
Glorious Nippon Game Design for 100.
The weapon stand character who cannot use the same exploit as the other two to gain access to a double jump. Gary?
I'm not confident on this. I want to say it's old Joseph.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, because I felt like I remembered seeing Alessi and Shaka be able to do it.
Yeah, and I don't really know why the same exploit doesn't work. My theory, if that can make any sense, I know that for the exploit to work, you need to dash jump with both Alessi and Chaka. And maybe since Old Joseph runs instead of dashing, that changes something. I don't know. Maybe he gets a double jump like some way else, but not with this one.
Maybe need to check that. We could see if it works with Alessi's backdash. If it doesn't have to be a forward dash.
Yeah. Yeah. We could test that. But for now, we need Gary to pick the next question.
Okay, I'll try Heritage Lore for 100?
The theme for the 2020 April Fool's event, Gary?
That was Vampire Savior?
Yes. We had a tournament as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
That was
I
so.
joined that.
That was one of the best events, April Fool's events that I've seen. It was so
That
nice.
was a good one.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
next
yeah,
one.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. I think I was there on commentary.
Oh, wait, what else? Oh, yeah, I had my first April Fool's Day special, I think, that year. That one was really bad.
Okay, so Gary, next question, if you would.
Alright, I'll try miscellaneous uselessness for 200.
The exact amount of 4-6 inputs needed to break free from some hit grabs. Now, I'm counting each input as one, so doing 4-6 would be 2 inputs. So in total, how many do you need to break free from the hit grabs?
I'm gonna hazard a guess and say 7.
That is not a correct guess. Anyone else wants to try your luck? It's not mandatory to answer. All of you can skip if you don't want to answer. 3, 2, 1. You were. Okay, Simon.
I think it's. I think it's 8.
Yeah, you just went in game and tested, didn't you?
No, I totally did. Absolutely just did.
Oh, damn.
I thought it was 16, but then I thought about what you said. You counted 4-6 as a single input.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you say 8 or 16 because I forgot.
Yeah, that's why I specified just in case, so you wouldn't count like 4-6 as one input.
Okay.
So, yeah, very nice guess. Next one, please.
Okay, let's do. We're out of hundreds. Let's do Fringet as a social construct for 200.
By turning stand on during pre-jump, you can cut a character's pre-jump frames to this number. Caine?
1 frame.
Yes. Very nice.
Nice.
Next one.
FT is a social construct for 300.
You have this many frames to buffer a dash. You're starting to get into the tricky questions. Caine?
3 frames.
Oh no, not correct.
Oh, man. I feel like I've seen this in the past, but I don't remember the exact answer, the exact number.
Yeah, I want the exact number for this one, so if you're not sure, you don't have to risk it. 3,
I don't think I'll risk this.
2, 1. It was 12.
Oh, I was thinking 11.
Almost,
I'm
yeah.
glad I didn't answer.
Okay, so since Caine got the previous one correct, you get to pick again, since nobody got this one.
Oh, okay. Miscellaneous uselessness for 500.
Whoa!
Oh,
The most damaging super in the game. Do not rush this one. This is the one hint I will give. Just think about, because the first obvious answer is probably not the correct one. I don't know. Or maybe you do know the actual.
Are we counting external factors in this?
No external. No, it's like the character.
Not in remote mode, no Devo damage buff.
No. It's like vanilla. Like the round starts or like the match starts, and you can do the super.
Okay.
It's also not time stop. Like I'm not counting time stop. Like insta killing or anything.
So either multi-hit or single hit doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter as long as you can do it like against any character. It doesn't have any like special setup necessarily. Setup as in you don't need remote extra damage.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
But it can be multi hits or single hits. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so nobody will lose points. Did any of you have any guesses? I'm just curious to see if you have
If it wasn't the redstone, my thought was maybe a max level card from Mariah.
No, none of those.
I don't think it's that.
Thinking vanilla ice backwards super.
Also none of those. No, the answer is a little bit tricky. It's actually India's arm, but it's very precise. It is very precise to get the max damage. I was testing this with Potato because my first thought was Aja, but then not Mariah's car, but like the boob super at max level,
Uh-huh.
that did more damage. But then
Oh.
Potato thought about India's arm, and he needed to TAS on one attempt to get like the. It's not TAS only. Later on, he did get I think it was 16 hits or 17, and he did get it like by himself. But yeah, it's very tight. It's like if you go completely upwards and like almost every other frame, you have to be changing directions.
How
Yeah,
much
yeah.
damage do you get off that? You said like 100?
Depending on the character, we tested this on Mariah, and it did, I think, like 72 damage on Mariah. And
Ooh.
Aja did, I think, like around 50. Didn't even reach 60, I don't think.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, but this is like
So-
72. Yeah. This is why.
Mariah's boob super wouldn't have counted because it wouldn't be raw start, right? Because you need the. Well, no, I guess so. Yeah, it could. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that
I guess
is
that's true.
that is true, but even then, it was not it was not the answer, even if you
Yeah.
started at max level.
Yeah.
It's also random, right? Like how it comes up.
Which one?
Yeah.
The Mariah one?
Yeah.
You can.
Like the projectiles.
Yeah, you can set it up so you hit every, like, you don't always hit every projectile, but you can hit everyone. Funny thing about this question, this used to be at 100 back when we thought easy. It's redstone, easy question. and then when we realized it was India's arm, I was like, no, I will make it the 500. I don't think anyone will get this. But yeah. Okay, so I think Caine still gets the turn to pick the question, right? Because nobody's getting these questions right.
Okay, then Glorious Nippon gains the zone for 400.
When certain conditions are met, these characters will become temporarily invisible while on screen. This category is the trickiest one by far, I would say.
Oh.
I can give you more time to think because I want every character that can.
Okay, every character.
Yes.
No.
You know what? Maybe not
No,
every
no,
character.
Don't say it. Don't say anything.
I was just thinking.
You have this one?
I think I do. I think I'm forgetting a single one.
I will give you more time. Like you get extra time for this question just to see if Simon thinks about his missing link. We'll give you time, but I won't give you a lot of time either.
Okay. I think I have it. I'm gonna try it.
Okay, I need to hear the buzzer first to know who's.
Yeah, of course.
How else am I going to know who wants to answer? Yes, Simon.
Yes. All right. So it's Iggy, Alessi, Esdio, Petra.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to explain me how Iggy and Alessi become invisible because those were not in the answer.
Okay. Because I think Alessi has a glitch where he becomes invisible, but if you do something, I think his arm shows up, like the arm that's facing the screen. You can see it dangling.
Yeah.
But he can't become fully invisible. I think he's forced at some point to have the arm show up, but he can't become invisible. And in Iggy, I think there's a glitch with his teleport that lets him become invisible. I don't remember if it's a soft block or not, but I think he can be on screen but be invisible.
Well, it would make sense. Like if it works for Pet Shop, I guess it would make sense that it works for Iggy. Okay,
Yeah, because Pet Shop has 3C. Pet Shop has 3C, and SEO has the
follow-up to, yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to
Shakti was the only one I was thinking of.
because there is one other character, and this is the reason why what I was thinking, maybe not every character, because Olsef also can get invisible. Yes, and I have a clip. It's like there is an interaction. I don't know why it happens when like Olsef, I think there's a clash and Olsef stands still, but he's sliding towards like the screen border, and at one point he exits the screen. I have a clip. I will share the clip because Seva sent me the clip. We don't know why it happens. We just know that it happened, and that's a clip of it happening in an actual match. So it's not like he had to task and test anything. Like it happened in a match. So yeah, I'm conflicted on this one because I personally don't know if Alessi and Iggy can become fully invisible. So
I'm sure about the Alessio one with yarn, which is
I know the arm. I know that.
The ones that I knew for sure were Shadow and Pet Shop, and I had the feeling about EE and LIC. So that's why I threw it out, because I was like, it could be just two, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Simon. I have to do this. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
don't worry.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
it wasn't wrong. It wasn't wrong. Even though I got like most of them, I said some that weren't in the answer. The answers don't matter.
And Olsef was the big one that I was looking for. I just was curious if any of you would know.
No, never heard of it.
Yeah, I will send the clip later then, just so you know, because I have no idea why it happens. Anyway, Caine, you still get to pick the question.
Jesus.
I'll go 300 HFTF Lord.
The author of the basic combo series, Gary?
This is BBC.
Nice. So I was half expecting one of you to speed run and try to say, "Oh, it's Aleph, because of the video." But
Yeah.
I figured you would not fall for that.
Okay, because it's a basic combo, not basic combos. Basic combo.
It's Aleph with contributions from GaryButternubs, right?
Yeah, we can go with that. Anyway, Gary, next question, please.
Alright, I'll pick game design for 300.
Sure. Characters who can softlock the game with the regular grabs. I say regular because I think Shadow Dio can softlock with his command grab, I think. Or Potato told me something along those lines. It's just regular grabs. Hint. This is in the tournament, like rules, I guess, like no softlocks allowed, and there are a couple of examples of this happening. So maybe you can try and think of tournaments. Okay, Caine.
Iggy, Jotaro, and Polnareff.
Very nice.
Okay, I wasn't sure if Polnareff would count, just since the softlock does end. I wasn't sure. Okay.
Oh, okay. I guess I did not. I really did not
Yeah, if
take that
the
into
round
account.
ends, eventually, well, it happens with Boingo. Eventually, the round ends, and then the next round will begin, and Polnareff will be in stand separation, I believe.
Okay,
I think I did it to Guru in tournament one time.
I was definitely not taking that into account. I was just saying, okay, the softlock does happen. I was not considering, but maybe I should have specified. But
No. I mean, I would have missed one of the two. I wasn't sure if it was Jotaro or Iggy or both. So I would have gotten it wrong.
Okay. All right, Caine. Now you actually get to pick the next question because you got the question right.
300 miscellaneous uselessness.
Alessi has this many shots in his gun. Simon?
13.
Yes, that was little bit not particularly discreet. This was completely meant for Simon to get.
Come on.
This was the previous.
This was a softball. This was a softball.
Wasn't sure if it was
Yeah, but
12
I mean,
15.
you were at last place, so it's like now you're in the game again. It all worked out. Yeah. I was.
Appreciate the kindness.
All right, so Simon, now next question, please.
All right, just gonna throw it out with confidence. HFTF lore for 500.
The different game versions, also known as the ports.
Does this include revisions?
Here we go.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm counting Heritage for the Future as Heritage for the Future. Like if.
Okay, but what about the different revisions of Heritage?
Such as.
990, 913, 990, 927, 1015.
Okay, you know
We
what?
count those as different revisions because they're slightly. I think they slightly shifted the certain data around. I don't think there's much changes to the frame data though, but they did fix Mariah's card loops in 927.
They're not in
Right?
the answers, but just so you can flex your knowledge, yeah, sure, I will count them. But I need other ones.
Okay.
That's not the complete answer still.
Oh wait, are we counting? Well, if we're counting, actually no, you're not counting revisions, so it doesn't matter. Okay, cool.
Okay, so does anyone want to actually answer? Like maybe it's an issue about semantics and I should specify what I'm looking for, but I don't know how to specify what I want without giving away answers.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
How do I do this? Huh.
I mean, I guess you could have people ask, or you could ask for everything, and then just make sure that they hit all the answers that you have listed.
Yeah, like
So
let's
for
go
everything,
with that.
including revisions. All
Yeah,
different
let's go with
reports.
that. Like anyone can try to answer what they think of game versions. I'm including everything. Like there are 5, I think. Okay, so I think there's 5, if that tells you anything. Okay, I can give you a kind of a hint. One of the versions that I'm talking about came out in 2012.
Oh.
I don't know if that tells you anything.
And there were 5, you said.
I think
No.
I need to count them again, but I
No
think.
revisions counting then.
Think about consoles as well, like different consoles
Yeah,
for different versions, stuff like that.
Because I mean, if the the number's kind of a giveaway, but if it is that amount, then I would know. But if it's more than that,
Try
then I'm not so confident.
try giving the answer then. Let's see, because
No. I don't want to give up my lead.
I'm just not sure. Like, my issue is that I'm not sure if the question is understandable enough. Like maybe the semantics are not clear enough. So you can try and give your answer. Okay, Simon.
I'm gonna give it.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it.
Okay.
Alright, it's the 2 arcade versions, then the PS1, then the Dreamcast, then the PS3, and the Xbox 360.
That is the correct answer.
Okay, then I knew it. Okay, then I knew it.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah. So the question was maybe the hint about the 5 versions was the
5
giveaway.
was a bit of a giveaway.
I was a little bit torn because I didn't want the question to be unanswerable because it's not comprehensible enough, and that was my issue. But you know what? I'll give it to Simon. Now Caine is the one who needs to pick up the slack.
No.
Okay, Simon. Next one.
Alright, since I got lucky, I'm gonna go ahead and say miscellaneous uselessness 400.
The character with the most taunts in the game. Gary?
Well, again.
This should be Vanilla Ice, I believe.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Does anyone else want to buzz in? Caine?
Is it Devo?
Is that your final answer?
Yes, for sure.
Does anyone else want to buzz in? Okay, so now I need to think what I do about this, because it's actually a tie. Both of them are correct. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take away both Gary and Caine's points. So
you asked for the character, singular.
That is true. That is one I was considering. Okay, maybe I could say like the or like the character and then parenthesis S to imply that it might be a double. You know what? It's okay. That was a host mistake because I.
Can you list them real quick?
So Vanilla Ice. Okay, so with Devo he has 3 in standoff, I think 3 in stand-on, but in stand-on he has 2 that are almost the same, where the doll spins his head, but on one of the taunts the head spins faster.
It spins faster.
So it is a different taunt. And then Vanilla Ice is a combination between character specific, when he taunts standoff regular versus when he taunts while the stand is out, so like when Cream is out or during a tandem. Which is the same taunt as his taunt against Dio, and in stand-on he also has a couple of I don't remember all of them right now.
I think you can hit the directions to get the or something like that.
You hit buttons, okay. A and B. So he would have 3 different versions for stand-on and stand-off, and the ones for the other character specific. So that's actually I think Vanilla Ice was the most.
Which character specifics are you talking about?
Because we're talking about ones where, like Dio, where he's specifically.
Yeah, but the thing is that taunt against Dio is the same taunt as when he's against anyone else, but the stand is out. Like he does 2-1-4C,
Yes.
and it's the same taunt, like the exact same pose, exact same voice line. So
Mhm,
I don't think it should count as a different
So
taunt.
you don't count to different. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah. So again, I probably should have had like a parenthesis here, like characters with the most taunts.
Yeah, probably.
I just wanted to see if someone would try and give both, but since nobody did, it's fine, Gary. You keep the lead for now.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Wow,
so
nice.
I gave you a freebie with Alessia. Honestly, like the one who's suffering the most. Like, like actually, like Caine is the one who's suffering the most. I don't think I've had any bias towards him so far. I'm sorry, Caine.
Oh, you haven't asked me any ROM hacking questions yet. You should ask how many hidden properties there are for attack.
Okay. Maybe a future Jeopardy, just so you can get like 20 million points against anyone else. But for now, please pick the next question.
Okay. I guess I'll try Heritage Lore for 400.
Oh shit, the year in which the HD port of the game was released. Simon.
2012.
I forgot I had this question too.
I wouldn't know it anyway. Don't worry about it.
It's fine. No, I know this one was an easier one. I just remember because at some point we changed questions around a lot, and at some point I thought I dropped this one because I have already asked about game versions in the 500. But I know that you would have gotten it anyway.
Yeah, I think it's the same year when the HD port for MVC2 also went to the consoles. But I mean,
Also, this one was the freebie category more or less. Like this one is by far the easiest, and I'd say Glorious in one game design is by far the hardest.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was easy.
Okay,
Which is why I got all the points in that one.
Simon, please.
All right. Let's go for FD social construct 400.
Okay, so before I read the question, this is the one I was talking about. You can give me a range for this one. So you can give a range from x-1 to x+1. So like 3 numbers in total, right? Like 14, 15, 16, something like that.
Okay.
Once iframes run out after a roll, this is the cooldown until you can roll again. Like, as in, how many frames you have to wait so like you can roll again. And I don't think this is super well documented actually, which is why I'm giving a range for this one. Caine, trying to salvage
4, 5, 6.
Incorrect.
Oh,
You hate to see it. Yeah, so as long as only one of the numbers is within like is the answer, I will give it I will give it as
One
a
of the
correct
numbers
answer.
is the number that's closest to the answer.
No. Like in the range, you need to give the answer, but it can be any portion of the range. Just the number has to appear, like the number that I'm looking for. It doesn't work. It's not good enough if you're like close enough. You need to give me the number in the range. 3. Oh, Simon, feeling the pressure?
Yeah, I think it's. I think it's character specific, like 6 to 10 or something.
Okay, so first of all, that is not the range that I. So x-1 to x+1. So it should be 3 numbers in total. You said from 6 to 10. That's a big ass range.
Oh, okay. I didn't get what you meant. I remember reading character specific.
So no, so like
Sorry.
imagine you're thinking it could be like 30 frames. So you would say from 29 to 31. So 30.
Oh.
Yeah, so with that in mind, I need you to give like a 3 number range.
Oh, okay.
And it's not character specific, by the way.
Okay. I'm gonna say 9 plus minus 1.
Okay, that would be correct because the answer is 8.
oh.
So it's not character. The cooldown is not character specific. What is character specific is the amount of iframes you have. Like some characters, you have the iframe for longer.
Right. Yeah, okay. I thought that was character specific too, because of that.
No. But this is why I phrased the question this way. I tested this with Potato as well, and we actually went into a lot of testing because the numbers weren't adding up, and then we thought, oh wait, hold on, what? We should start counting after the iframes have run out. Because for Jotaro, he has like 30 iframes that he should not have. But after those
iframes
frames
depend on when he ends the roll, because like the 20 iframes he has is still considered part of the roll itself.
Yes.
You can just cancel it 20 frames early.
Yeah, but
And I thought it was also character specific because it depends on whether you turn around or not, right?
we tested that as well, and it didn't matter. It was still 8 frames.
Oh,
As long
okay.
as you start counting once the iframes have run out. And you were very barely correct, but you were correct.
We take it again.
So, next question.
FT is a social monster 500.
Tandem Superflies lasts this long, and its cooldown when not interrupted is this long. Cooldown as in how much time you have to wait until you can tandem again.
Are they the same number? Or you're asking for two numbers?
I'm asking for Superflies and for cooldown. There are two answers. If you think they are the same number, say the same number, but I'm looking, they are two separate questions. One is Tandem Superflies, and the other is the Tandem cooldown. I was drinking and I hit my teeth with my glass.
Wait, are we counting the regular arcade version or the Dreamcast version?
Oh my fucking god, we're counting the version that we play on. So we're counting Heritage for the Future, the one that we are playing.
Okay.
So I need both, right?
You need to give both answers, yes. And obviously both of them have to be the correct answer. If one of them is correct and the other is incorrect, I will just say incorrect and take away the points.
I mean, you can just cut your losses here, Simon. You're in the lead.
I could cut my losses, but I don't think I'm gonna do that.
Okay, Caine, do you not want to answer? Like Gary and Simon are struggling. This is your chance to recover.
I know what I'm
Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right. So now nobody will lose any points now. Does anyone want to give an answer for one of the two at least?
Yes, for you, when uninterrupted, it's 120 frames.
That is correct, yes. But you didn't know the Superflies.
I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know how many the Superflies like exactly how many frames you have to input. I don't know that. 80.
Oh, it is 80. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I was thinking that this one was easier than the previous one. I thought that you would know the numbers by heart.
I remember testing this like 3-4 years ago, but not specifically looking how many frames you have to input. What I was looking for was like how when the Superflash ends and how and then the lockdown. So when you're locked from doing another one. That's exactly what I was looking for. But I didn't test that one. I would have known.
Skill issue.
Skill issue.
Okay, so it was.
I'm not a caster. I'm not here to see how many inputs I can squeeze in.
So
here to win.
That's a potato.
Yeah. Okay, so Simon, yes, you got the previous one correct. So, well, actually, there's only one left, so it doesn't matter. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're on this side of the screen, your grab will have this much additional range. So for the side, I'm looking for either right or left, and the range is measured in pixels.
Okay.
Jeez, I looked into throws. I should have remembered this.
Caine?
Right side 8 pixels.
That is not correct. It's fine. You took your chances. You did your best. Anyone else want to?
I have no idea.
I had no idea.
Okay. It was the right side that was correct, but it's only 1 pixel.
Makes more sense.
Oh no! This is kind of like the push block one. It's all one. Okay. Okay.
All right. So now, if you don't know how the Final Jeopardy works, I will first show the category. This is in the 100. So this is just the category, and 200 is the question. Once I show the category, you will need to place a bet. Each of you will DM me however many points you want to spend. So the gentleman's agreement that I've had so far is that Gary and Simon can bet up to 11 and 1500 respectively, but since Caine is on the negatives, he can bet whatever he wants. So with that in mind, this is the category. Game quotes. So now you send me the answer, you send me your bets. I'm not explaining this category because part of the fun is not knowing exactly what I will ask about game quotes, but it has to do with game quotes. It's not like a meme name like the other categories. Okay, so I have 2 bets. I need 1 more. I have every bet. Okay. Now, before I reveal the question, I will actually explain a little bit for this because I think it's necessary. I will read out a quote that a character says. You need to tell me which character said the quote. At least you need to tell me that. If you answer correctly, you get your points. But if you also decide to try and give me exactly when the character says the quote, I will multiply your bet times 1.5. However, if you get the character right, but you give me the moment incorrectly, I will count it as an overall incorrect answer and you will get no points. So it's a risk reward. You need to see for yourself whether or not you want to take the risk. Anyway, the quote in question is Batsuwo atairuzo. It roughly means I will punish you. You need to DM me the answer. You don't need to buzz for this one. So everyone, like each of you, DM me your answers. If you're not confident about when this quote happens, you can just tell me the character. If you want to risk and telling me when the character says the quote, I will give you 1.5 times more points.
Can I ask a question about this?
You can, and I'll decide whether or not to answer.
Okay. So is it any point while you're running the arcade version of the game, or any version, any version, or specifically in game when you're in control, do moves, or story mode?
So I can say it's not an unused line, and it's on the version that we play. It's on Heritage for the Future, the one that we play on 5K, etc. This quote.
Okay, so you won't tell me if it's in story mode or in game.
Okay, so because I'm not sure if this happens in story mode, let's be. I'll play it safe and say no. This in game, like now 1v1 or whatever.
Okay, so it's actually a line that they say out loud with voice acting.
Yeah, it's a line that you hear.
Okay, great.
Oh, I thought you were counting win quotes as well.
Yes, that's what I was
No,
thinking.
this is a voice line. Like you hear this quote.
Voice line. Okay.
Yeah, maybe the category should have been voice lines instead of game quotes. But yeah, it's a voice line. It's something that you hear, and it's not unused. Just in case. Oh, hold on, I forgot to do something. This is very important. There we go. Now we wait. Okay, so I have received 1 answer. I still need 2. Okay, so the results are in. Now, in last place, unfortunately, with a wager of 3,000 points, Caine answered that this is Polnareff while he's fighting Dio. Like, you say that Polnareff is the one that says the quote, correct? Yeah, this is incorrect. So now you're at minus 3,700. Now, Gary, in second place, he answered Kakyoin with a wager of 500. Kakyoin is the correct answer.
Yeah!
And finally, Simon, in first place, with a wager of 300 points, also answered Kakyoin, But he also answered that this happens during a stand class, which is correct.
Yes! Yes!
That's crazy.
So hold on. So you get 900 points. No, hold on. No, you get 450.
600.
You get 450 because you answered. Your bet was 300, so you would get you would get your 300, but you're getting no, you're getting 450. That is correct.
Okay, math. Yeah, okay, this is...
Oh no, but you were at 1100.
Yeah.
You were at 1100. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, Simon was at 1100? Wait, no, the numbers aren't correct because that means Simon's in last place. Or Simon's in second. What is it?
Simon
Simon
had
had
400 points. 400.
Yeah, Simon, you had 1500. You bet 300.
Oh, he had 15. Oh, he had
Wait a
15.
second.
No, yes, Simon was in first place. Simon was in first place. Gary had the
Yeah, Simon was in
1100.
first place, so it should be 1950.
Yes.
It should be 1950. I shouldn't have said anything, so I could win.
Good sport. I would have to do that. Yeah, I was thinking of Gary's 1100. Okay, so I forgot to say something important for this one. I should have said this in the beginning. Today's episode is actually also special because the price is different. Now, this price doesn't really matter too much because two of you are already admins, but in the past, the price was to get a free pin in Chaka. So you would send something and I would pin whatever you send, obviously as long as it stays within the rules of the server. But for this episode, the prize will actually be a free pin inherited for the future discussion. So you, as the admins, are allowed to send one message, and I, as the non-admin, will pin it. So that's your prize. I hope you feel honored. So that is it for today. Thank you all for joining. This was a very enjoyable episode for me. Unfortunately, Caine with his minus 3700, but it's okay. You'll get him. You'll get him next time. But yeah, thank you. That was very fun. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you.
That was great. Thanks